Good morning all. Project for today. We're going to finally attempt to repair the channel indicator and VCO. We're updating from an 18 channel block to a 40 channel block, which thank you very much to Jamie, who's helped us work through that with a Cybernet unit, which we all know are very, very hard to find. So that's the product code. Jamie's kindly repaired this block, which he had and supplied. I've just gone over it and prepared it for install and checked all joints on it, straightened up all the pins so we can see that the pins are all in alignment, ready to go onto the board. Went over all of the LED tracks, made sure they're all correct, no dry joints. And we now get to disassembly. When I have more, I'll show more. Thank you. Okay, covers are off. Top and bottom. This is the offending channel block. This is what we're going to replace, as we've discussed in previous videos. For that, I need to undo all the screws here, top and bottom, 1, 2, 3, remove all of the knobs and then pull the unit forward. Okay, front panel's off. The next stage is we need to remove these two screws here, holding the board in either side, then loosen off the screws on the side, which allows this whole panel to rock forward, and you can do that on either side. Now this is a job that anybody that's new to radio can do. It's just following processes. As you can see, I don't have test gear. I'm just a electronics enthusiast and tackle these jobs which are relatively straightforward. All right, here we go. I'll start when I have more. I'll show more. Okay, the screws are removed. As you can see now, the panel rocks forward, and you can see that the LED display and channel selector are able to get access to. Now, the first task is to desolder on the PLL side. That's where the O2A chip is here. As we discussed the other day, this area has had considerable modifications and work done to over the year. So there's a bit of repair. I'm going to do the repair after I've got the channel block up and running so that I'm happy with it. So our first task is to desolder all of those along there. What I'll need for that is various tools, a desoldering tool. I've got a gun. I've got this one here, which has got a bit more power. That's the old trusty. A bit of solder wick. This also aids in removing solder from boards. So when I've got more, I'll show. Okay guys, got you through the magnifying glass now with the light. Just want to show you, as we can see, this track here has been cut. You see what a botch of a job it is. This one here has been cut, and also that one there, it went through that one just there. This track here was totally burnt. You can see by the colour of the board, and that came out. That was another one that was cut. You really don't need to do this. You need to use sharp knives if you have to do this, and you don't put you need to turn your soldering irons down. It's really about having the right knowledge and right tools to start the job. But anyway, it's all fixable. When I have more, I'll show more. Okay, we've desoldered the channel selector, which is this row here, all the way along here. I'm also cleaned up the connections and desoldered to the PLL. The main reason is that we're going to clean that area up. You've got to be proud of your work. Now, some of the tools that I'm using here, we're using just, we're using a dentist set of tools for the teeth. They're all stainless steel, easily available on some of the internet sites, auction sites. As you can see, we've laid that out. I've also got ESD protected tweezers. I've got a whole kit of that. These are Vetus's. Good idea whenever working with electronics, not necessarily in here because we don't have surface mount, but when you're working with ICs, it's good to have the right equipment. And yeah, when I have more, I'll show more. Okay, here we go. It's out. All right. So this is the one we pulled out here. And this is the one we're putting in. Okay, so we've got to transfer the mounting hardware here over to this side. And also in the AMOD or the Cybernet or GE boards, there's this spacer here that we've got to turn around and put over this side here. All right, when I have more, I'll show more. All right, started repairing the tracks. What I've done is taken, position this. All right, try and get you some good pictures. All right, so what we've done is, I have some copper adhesive and I make my own tracks. So this is the first one. I've laid it down and I've scraped away the green surface board material in order to prepare it for soldering this track to here. The material that I'm using is this copper adhesive. So it comes in a roll. I've just got, quite a large roll of it. And you just cut it to shape and size, bond it to the clean board, and then solder it in, and then put your PCB sealer over the top of that. Thank you. One down, 2 more to go. All right, I've cleaned the tracks with isopropyl alcohol. I've scratched away this area here in preparation for the bonding. You can see here this is all cleaned up. Got rid of all of the old flux and burning. Down here, cleaned all through here, all around this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this track down with a bit of super glue and then start my repair in here. So I'm going to, just for my repair area, I'm going to put quite a bit, just a few drabs of super glue in the area, wipe it off. This stuff gets in everywhere, and the last thing you want at this stage when you're working on fine stuff is super glue on your fingers. Alright, so the goal here is we're just going to get some super glue on here and we're going to put it underneath the track and bond it down. Okay, back again. So I've just prepared this area here to repair that cut there. I'm not just going to put solder over it, I'll make it permanent. I'll just put a little pad in there to bridge, glue down, and then we're ready for test and then sealing. Okay, I've cleaned the board with alcohol and finished up the first stage of the repair. And if we have a look here, we can get some idea. I'll just bring you in through the microscope. Okay, so let's have a look at the board. It's a lot neater than what it was. I'm sure that you could do a better job than this. However, it makes for repairs in the future a lot easier. And I've also gone through and removed all traces of flux, dirt through here. You can actually now see the tracks a lot better. And I cleaned all this area here as well. You can start to see that is all pretty much untouched except for this area here. Where I was getting most of the dry joints from, I had some over here. I had quite a few in here, and some across the PLL, which would probably have had something to do with the damaged tracks which tried to repair. Alright, when I have more I'll show you more. Alright, cleaned the board, buttoned it back up, neatened some of the wires up, and it's time to turn it on and see whether it actually all the work has worked. Alright. Okay, there we go. Never had 40 before on this. Alright, it's receiving. Alright, let's take it to 40. We'll just do a carrier. Yep. Bang on frequency. Channel 1. TX. There we go. 26965, spot on. I'll now flip it over and show you the work underneath. I'm actually, whilst I've got the top off, I'm going to go through and clean that part of the board as well. But this is ready for the PCB lacquer. Alright, so this is the underneath of the board. Now I've gone through and cleaned up all of the tracks here. You can see on just, where is it? That one there we have a bit of damage, but it's a proper electrical connection. I've tested it. You know, so you're looking at something that is, what is it now? 1975 or something? So 55 years old, 45 years old. So there you go. It's quite interesting to find an A model GE in perfect condition. They do exist. I've had them and regrettably sold them on, but you do what you have to do. Alright, so that circuit board is now ready for PCB lacquer as well. Shake the can. Here we go. Probably best to turn it off, isn't it? Alright, so that side's done. Okay, just before we button her up and put all the covers back on it, this is what the finished product looks like. Okay, I've only sprayed this section here. Okay, channel selector, all the PCB lacquer has dried. Okay, covers are back on. Display is nice and bright. I gave that a bit of a clean. Use automotive polish to cut the plastics back. That looks good. Everything's, I'm very happy with this. Another one that we're almost getting back to full life. So full cap replacement is about to occur. All jumpers are going to be removed, steel jumpers, and replaced with copper coated transformer material. And then it's off for alignment. Job done. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, one thing, guys, I didn't show you how I clean the circuit board. Well, it's isopropyl alcohol, and you don't throw these things away. Toothbrushes. Over the years, I save them, and anything to do with circuit boards, even in automotive, use the old toothbrush lightly and in a circular motion to clean the old circuit board and prepare it, obviously with isopropyl alcohol. Always don't use methylated spirits, as it's not 100% pure. It leaves a foggy residue behind. If you use isopropyl alcohol, it cleans the board perfectly and sets it up for your board lacquer. Thank you very much. Bye.